Hey guys, for reading today, we are going to be learning about descriptive language and why authors use it and how it helps us as readers. So let's get started. So we're learning about descriptive language, and our goal is that I can label descriptive language within a text. So at the end of this lesson, you should be able to label descriptive words or descriptive language within a text, and you'll show me that you can do that by completing your assignment for today. Okay, so first of all, what is descriptive language? Descriptive language is the use of describing words to help the reader fully understand and visualize the text. So an author is going to use descriptive language to help the reader understand and to help the reader visualize. In the English language, we call these descriptive words adjectives or adverbs. And when we were doing language review, you probably remember seeing those two labels. And those are both labels used to label descriptive words. So there's a little bit of a difference between the two. Adjectives describe a noun. So for example, like a number, like 4 cookies, instead of just saying cookies, you could be imagining 100, you could be imagining 2. So a number can help describe a noun. A color such as the red leaf, your opinion like fast or pretty, those are opinion words. To some people it may be fast and to some people it may not be fast. Something might be beautiful and to other people they may not find it as beautiful. Size, small, medium, large, shape, square, circle, triangular, and age. So, if I say a lady, you could imagine anyone from probably like 18 and up. But if I say the 60-year-old lady, that forms a more descriptive image in your head. And then we have adverbs. So an adverb describes a verb. So it's going to describe how something is done because a verb is an action. So an adverb is describing how that action is completed. For example, quietly, slowly, well, bad. As long as they are describing or badly, if they're describing a verb, it's an adverb. So we're going to do a little mirror words. I would love if you do it with me. Of course, I can't see you while we're doing it, but it will help you remember because we always want to say things out loud and put actions with it to remember. So mirror words. An adjective describes a noun. An adjective describes a noun. So I combined, mirrors up. So I combined 3 of our actions already from this year. Noun, because remember, like people are nouns. So if it's describing you, it's an adjective. If it's describing a place or a thing, it's an adjective. And describes. So we usually do this motion when we talk about describing. All right, and then adverb, mirror words. An adverb describes a verb. An adverb describes a verb. And we usually did this like running motion for verb to show the action. So an example of adjective, the 80-year-old lady kicked the yellow ball so high. There's 3 descriptive words in here. 80 is an age. It gives us a visualization of how old the lady is. Kicked the yellow ball. So we can now picture what color the ball is. So high. And high is an adjective because it's describing if the ball's position. So it went high into the sky. And then we have adverb. Adverbs describe a verb, like I said. For an example, the class walked quietly down the hall. They were doing well. So quietly is how they walked, and they're doing well. That's how they are doing. All right, let's continue on. So here is here are 2 anchor charts, and this slide is going to be really helpful for you during your lesson. So one way you can use this slide is by pressing pause when you're on this video, and then go do your, so when you go to do your activity, you have this up on your video player, so that this can help you identify those words. So adjective, it's about a noun. It could tell the color, the size, how many, how something feels, how it looks, how it sounds, or how it behaves. Um, an adverb might tell you the time. It's going to tell you about that verb. It might tell you where. Okay, I had to pause to figure out how I was going to think about before I explained how I would explain to you the where versus preposition where. So you might be thinking, prepositions also tell where. I'm going to give you two examples. So prepositions tell you where in the sense of like where something is like the dog went inside. An adverb is going to tell the verb like how the verb was happening. For example, I opened a box and looked inside. So like, how did I look? I looked inside. So that is a little bit tricky, but in this case where you have your assignment today, highlight anything that's describing. Adverbs can also tell you how often. So like this happens daily, this happens hourly. It's telling you exactly how often it happens. And then it can also tell you how something is done. That's like the easiest ones to identify. This anchor chart can help you with identifying the more tricky ones. All right, and then let's think about where we would be without descriptive language. We are going to do a quick little activity. So really quickly, you just need one piece of paper and something to write with. If you don't have those things in front of you, just press pause, go grab them, and then come back and play. If you are out of school supplies, you can go to the lunch pickup between 10 and 12 any day, and they will also give you some school supplies. So if that's something you need, head up there and grab those things. So I just folded my paper in half so that I have two sides. Okay, and then I just have my writing utensil ready to go. All right, so first I want you to visualize this sentence. The man went down the street. Just paint a picture in your mind. What are you thinking? Okay, now we're going to do a quick sketch of what you visualize. I'm going to do the quick sketch with you. So if you need more time, once I'm done, you can press pause, finish yours up. I'm going to take about a little less than 1 minute. We're going to draw a quick sketch of what you're visualizing with that sentence. The man went down the street. So let's see. I'm visualizing, and you should be drawing as well. And it's a quick sketch, so not like a work of art. This looks terrible. I'm going to write the sentence, but you have to give you extra time to sketch if you need it. All right. So my sketch, I just have a man and he is going down a street. I drew little lines behind him because I'm imagining him like, just walking away. All right. And then we're going to visualize this sentence. The 95-year-old man went slowly down the busy street. Okay, on the other side of your paper, I want you to draw what you visualize with this sentence. I'm going to do the same thing. Okay, we're just drawing here. And again, I'm not an artist, so. We're just doing this here to show what we visualize. I wish I could draw better. I could draw this details better. All right. So now with the 95-year-old man went slowly down the street. I have cars because I'm visualizing a busy street. I drew a little cane in his hand and I gave him a little hunchback. So you can see that the visualization was very different. Without the adjectives and adverbs, we were stuck with a very different visualization, a very different picture in our head. So authors use these words to help us understand exactly what's going on. All right, so your assignment is going to be to open book study week 2. Your Tuesday assignment is to highlight all the descriptive words within the given paragraph from Hatchet. And you can use, I would recommend using this slide here. So once you have your assignment ready to go, coming back here and pausing it, I'll end on this slide. But let me show you your assignment really quickly. So book study, Hatchet chapter 3 and 4. Just gonna pull up first student I see. So Alexi's our lucky winner. All right, so this week, yesterday, you should have read or listened to chapter 3. So if you've done that, you can mark that as done by putting a little check mark in there. And today, you're highlighting 3 examples of descriptive language. Now, in this slide, I said to highlight all of them. If you highlight more than one, or more than 3, that is incredible. But minimum 3 examples of descriptive language in this paragraph below. You're going to pick one example and explain why that is descriptive language. So I'm going to give you an example, but your 3, you should still have 3. So for a space of 3 or 4 seconds. So that's your first description there. So I would highlight that. And then if I'm using that for, oh, whoops, I'm in commenting mode, hold on. So then if I choose that one for my sentence, 3 or, italicized. 3 or 4 is an example of descriptive language because it gives me an idea of exactly how long Ryan was thinking as it moved toward the ground. All right, so I have finished that sentence now to show why I picked that as a descriptive word and how that descriptive word helps us understand. So I'm going to put this back to what it would look like. You should finish the sentence after selecting your several descriptive words. All right, so I'm going to go back to our slideshow really quick, and I'm going to present and pause on here so that if you want to use these anchor charts, you have this available to you for your assignment. So if you want to use these, go ahead and press pause now and get to work on your assignment. Good luck, guys. Come to office hours if you have questions, as usual.